Hello and welcome to Fast and Factual. My name is Utsaf Parekh and here are the top stories of the day. Israeli forces have killed another top Hezbollah commander. Hezbollah identified the commander as Mohammad Naameh Nasser. He was targeted in an Israeli airstrike in Lebanon near the city of Tyre. The latest flare-up comes even as Western diplomats are trying to ease tensions between Israel and Hezbollah. Hezbollah said it fired a barrage of rockets at Israel. At least 100 rockets were launched towards military positions in northern Israel. Hezbollah said that this was in retaliation for the Israeli strike that killed its commander. Israel says that most of Hezbollah's rockets landed in open areas. Voting is underway in the British general election. Over 46 million registered voters are casting their ballots to elect 650 members of parliament. Opinion polls say that the ruling Conservative Party, led by Prime Minister Rishi Sunak, is set to lose its majority. The Conservatives have ruled Britain for the last 14 years. The opposition Labour Party is expected to get a majority this time around. US President Joe Biden says he won't withdraw from the upcoming presidential race. This is despite growing calls for him to drop out of the campaign. Democrats have been pressuring him to step aside following a disastrous debate against his Republican opponent, Donald Trump. Biden said, and I quote, "I'm in this race to the end and we're going to win." The World Bank has labeled Russia a high-income economy. This comes despite Western sanctions over its war in Ukraine. Factors like military-industrial activity and trade have contributed to this upgrade in Russia's economic status. India's Foreign Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar held talks with his Chinese counterpart Wang on the sidelines of the SCO summit. During the meeting, they agreed to boost efforts to resolve border tensions in eastern Ladakh. India's foreign ministry said that restoring border peace is essential for normalcy in bilateral relations. Russian President Vladimir Putin met his Chinese counterpart Xi Jinping in Kazakhstan yesterday. The meeting was held on the sidelines of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization summit. The leaders hailed the ties between China and Russia. Putin said that the partnership and strategic cooperation between the two countries are at their best period in history. Russia says it has captured parts of a town in Ukraine. Russia's defense ministry announced that parts of Chasiv Yar are now under their control. They say that multiple pieces of Ukrainian military equipment were also damaged during the operation. A deadly bomb blast in northwestern Pakistan has killed at least 5 people. Among the dead is a former senator, Hidyatullah Khan. He was campaigning for the upcoming elections in Pakistan's Bajaur district near the Afghanistan border. According to officials, his vehicle was hit by a remote-controlled bomb. The Philippines says it is hopeful about signing a defense pact with Japan. The agreement will let both countries deploy troops in each other's territory. Talks about the pact began last November. It's expected to materialize next week when the two countries hold security talks in Manila. Pro-Palestinian protesters in Australia targeted the Parliament building in Canberra. 4 protesters mounted the Parliament House's roof and unfurled black flags calling for Palestine's freedom. One of them used a megaphone and accused Israel of war crimes. All the protesters were later arrested by the Australian police. Sierra Leone has signed into law a bill that bans child marriage in the country. Around 1/3 of the women in the West African nation are married off before they turn 18. Advocates hope that the new law will now end this practice. Any man in Sierra Leone who marries a woman below the age of 18 will now be sentenced to at least 15 years in jail. The world's largest fast food chain, McDonald's, is cutting down its breakfast hours in Australia. The firm is ending its breakfast service at 10:30 a.m., which is an hour and a half earlier than usual. This comes as McDonald's is facing an egg shortage due to bird flu. Bird flu has affected at least 11 poultry facilities in Australia. Now for climate news. Hurricane Beryl has battered Jamaica with strong winds and heavy rain. The Category 4 storm is now expected to make landfall in the Cayman Islands. At least 9 fatalities have been confirmed in the Caribbean due to the severe weather conditions. The death toll from the devastating floods in India's Assam state have risen to 46. Nearly 1.6 million people across 29 districts have been affected by the floods. The Chief Minister of Assam, Himanta Biswa Sarma, has warned of a potential third wave of floods in July. Heavy rainfall is predicted across most districts of Pakistan's Sindh province until the 7th of July. The weather forecast comes against the backdrop of a recent heat spell. Humidity is likely to persist in Karachi for the next 3 days. Rising water levels in the Yangtze River have prompted China's eastern regions to prepare for possible floods. The water levels in the Jiangsu section of China's longest river have continued to rise. Nanjing, the capital of the Jiangsu province, has issued its second highest flood warning. Russia's capital Moscow has been reeling under a sweltering heat wave. Temperatures in the region have reached 33 degrees Celsius. Meanwhile, Moscow residents are bracing for even higher temperatures in the coming days. A scorching heat wave has gripped parts of North Africa as well. Temperatures reportedly soared to as high as 47 degrees in Libya's coastal city of Misrata. Experts in Tunisia are expecting 2024 to be the hottest year on record. A wildfire has rapidly spread in Northern California in the U.S., engulfing over 1,400 hectares of land. Helicopters have been deployed to combat the blaze. Authorities have ordered the evacuation of 13,000 people in the city of Oroville. On to business and tech news. Amazon founder Jeff Bezos is planning to sell about $5 billion worth of the e-commerce giant's shares. The decision was announced in a regulatory filing by Amazon. After the sale, Bezos would hold about a 9% stake in the e-commerce firm. The sale comes as Amazon shares have surged by over 30% so far this year. Yesterday, Amazon's share price touched a new record high of $200. Meanwhile, Amazon has decided to shut down its business security robot unit, Astro. The unit was launched just last year. It offered a canine-like robot that could be used to monitor risks at small and mid-sized businesses. Amazon says it will now focus on building security robots for households. The European Union is reportedly planning to impose customs duties on cheap products from Chinese online retailers. This includes platforms like Temu, Shein, and AliExpress. Presently, products bought online from non-EU nations are exempt from customs duties if their value is under $160. But the EU is planning to scrap this exemption. Microsoft has agreed to settle a lawsuit brought in by the U.S. state of California. The lawsuit accused the tech giant of illegally penalizing workers who took medical or paternity leaves. The California state government alleged that Microsoft denied promotions and pay raises to employees who took a leave for pregnancy or other family care. The tech giant has agreed to pay $14 million to settle the lawsuit without accepting any wrongdoing. Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg says that his microblogging site Threads has achieved over 175 million monthly active users. Zuckerberg's announcement came days before the platform's first anniversary. Threads was launched last year on July 5th. It was seen as a challenger to Elon Musk's X, which is formerly known as Twitter. Indian Labour Department officials have visited the factory of Apple supplier Foxconn in the state of Tamil Nadu. The officials questioned Foxconn executives about their hiring practices. This comes after reports that the Taiwanese firm systematically excluded married women from its workforce in India. Foxconn has been accused of not hiring married women at its plant. The Indian government has reportedly asked both state-run and private power companies to buy new equipment worth $33 billion. This is to boost the electricity generation capacity of coal-run power plants. As per the report, the government aims to raise India's power generation capacity by 31 gigawatts in the next 5 to 6 years. Japan's Nissan and Honda Motors are reportedly planning to partner on electric car technologies. The automakers are considering working together on a standardized automotive software for electric vehicles. They also plan to work on new charging systems for EVs. The potential partnership aims to bring down the cost of EV development. The European Union has approved German airline Lufthansa's plan to acquire a 41% stake in Italy's ITA Airways. The $350 million deal was first announced last year. However, it was delayed due to concerns about competition within the EU's aviation sector. To ease the EU's concerns, Lufthansa and ITA have agreed to stop operating flights on some routes. Reports say that American investment firms Arkhouse Management and Brigade Capital Management have once again proposed a takeover offer to the retailer Macy's. The investment firms are offering about $6.9 billion to acquire Macy's. This March, Arkhouse and Brigade Capital had proposed to buy the retailer for $6.6 billion. However, Macy's had rejected that bid, claiming it undervalued their business. Moving to sports, we start with cricket. It was a homecoming for the T20 World Cup champions India. The squad touched down in New Delhi from Barbados earlier today. Ecstatic fans gathered at the airport to greet the Indian squad. India's cricket board arranged a chartered flight for their return after a hurricane disrupted their travel plans. After a grand welcome, Rohit Sharma and his team attended a breakfast hosted by Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi. They wore a special blue jersey with champion written on it and arrived at the Prime Minister's residence. The Indian cricket team will also take part in a victory parade in Mumbai later today. India's Hardik Pandya has become the #1 all-rounder in T20 international cricket. This is as per the latest rankings released by the International Cricket Council. He achieved the milestone following his exceptional contribution in the recently concluded Men's T20 World Cup. In football, the European football governing body UEFA has opened an investigation into Turkish player Merih Demiral. This is over his alleged inappropriate behavior during a Euro 2024 match. After scoring 2 goals, the Turkish player made a gesture which seemingly had nationalist connotations. If found guilty, he could be barred from playing in the Euro quarter-final, which is on Sunday. Star footballer Lionel Messi's participation in the Copa America quarter-final remains in doubt. Argentina's coach revealed that Messi may be unavailable for tomorrow's match against Ecuador. Messi had suffered a hamstring injury in the match against Chile on the 26th of June. Following that, he skipped Argentina's group match against Peru as well. In tennis, men's world #1 Jannik Sinner has reached the 3rd round at Wimbledon. He held off stiff competition from compatriot Matteo Berrettini in a marathon battle. Sinner eventually prevailed 7-6, 7-6, 2-6, 7-6 against his opponent after 3 hours and 45 minutes. The Italian next faces Serbia's Miomir Kecmanovic in the 3rd round. In tennis, India's Rohan Bopanna and his Australian partner Matthew Ebden progressed to the 2nd round at Wimbledon. The second-seeded duo beat Dutch pair Robin Haase and Sander Arons 7-5, 6-4 in the men's doubles category. The Indo-Australian pair next faces Germany's Hendrix Jebens and Konstantin Franzen. In badminton, ace Indian shuttler Lakshya Sen has pulled out of the Canada Open. He is the defending champion of the tournament, but Sen's title defense hopes ended after he failed to obtain a Canadian visa. In basketball, LeBron James has reportedly agreed to extend his contract with the NBA team Los Angeles Lakers. Reports say that he signed a 2-year extension worth $104 million. The deal comes a week after his son, Bronny James, signed up to join the Lakers. Fans could now witness NBA's all-time leading scorer share the floor with his son. In the Olympics, Spain announced their women's football squad for the upcoming Paris Games. The 18-member list includes some of Spain's finest, including Aitana Bonmati, Tenny Hermoso and Alexia Putellas. Spain are the Women's World Cup champions and are ranked world number 1. This will be an Olympic debut for the Spanish women. In entertainment news, Jin, the singer from the K-pop band BTS, is a part of the upcoming Olympics. He will serve as South Korea's torchbearer at the 2024 Paris Olympics. Jin will be a part of the torch relay when the Olympics begin on the 26th of July. Singer Justin Timberlake's mugshot has been turned into a limited edition art piece. The singer was arrested for drunk driving a few weeks ago. Because of this, he had to take a mugshot. And now that mugshot is at a gallery in New York with a price tag of over $500. The piece has been titled Tuesday Night Out, featuring Justin Timberlake. Taylor Swift vs. Scooter Braun Bad Blood premieres today. This 2-part docuseries focuses on an infamous feud between global pop superstar Taylor Swift and the music industry mogul Scooter Braun. The Discovery Plus series brings the inside story of the $300 million dispute after Braun bought the rights to Swift's first 6 albums in 2019. According to reports, Pakistani actor Fawad Khan is gearing up for a Bollywood film. He will star alongside the Indian actor Vani Kapoor. Khan was last seen in an Indian film around 8 years ago. Vanessa Hudgens and Cole Tucker have become parents. They were seen leaving a Los Angeles hospital with their newborn. Details about the baby are yet to be revealed. Kevin Spacey will be given Italy's Nations Award for Lifetime Achievement. The ceremony will take place on the 21st of July in Taormina. The actor, who is fighting multiple charges of sexual assault, will reportedly also give a short stage performance. The show, Tyler Perry's Young Dylan, has been renewed for Season 5 at Nickelodeon. The kids' comedy series production will begin on the 8th of July. The new season will have 13 episodes and it will release later this year. The series Outer Ranger has been cancelled by Amazon after 2 seasons. The reason behind its cancellation has not been revealed yet. The first season had debuted in 2022. Bridgerton's casting director has revealed that she received unsolicited, intimate recordings. The show has never been shy about intimacy. Some hopeful actors may have tried showing off their skills. The Bridgerton casting director said her mailbox capacity breached the 90% mark with content like that. According to reports, artists like Adele, Justin Bieber and Lana Del Rey are scheduled to perform at Anant Ambani and Radhika Merchant's wedding. The couple will tie the knot on the 12th of July. Their pre-wedding festivities have already begun. That's all for this episode of Fast and Factual. Thank you for watching and stay tuned to First Post.